there, kids. This is Katie Carty Hiley from RainbowBrite.net. Welcome back to the Rainbow Land Museum. And the last, at least merch haul for today. Got one more really cool item to show y'all, and then I've got another video to record that's kind of important. That might come out at the same time as these. I haven't recorded it yet, so I'm not sure what I'm going to say exactly, but it's important. So you should stick around and watch it, or watch it first and come back. I don't really care what order you watch it in. But anyway, merch haul goodness is super fun, so we're going to continue with that. So you guys have seen this girl before. This is not the new thing. If you recall, or if you haven't, I'll let you know what this is. This is the 1997 Rainbow Brite, and this is the large version. There's also a small version of her, which looks very similar, but just uglier. I'm not the biggest fan of this line. That does not mean, though, that I let myself off the hook in getting one of each. I did, because there's Rainbow Brite, and for the small versions anyway, there's also the Color Crew, not the Color Kids, the Color Crew. So I've got, yeah, all of those as well, but I'm not going to pull those out right now because we're talking about the large one. And I have a bunch of these because there's like 4 or 5 different variants that depend on the dress color, the smock color, which is the thing on top of the dress, and the shoe color. Oh yeah, and the bows in the hair. Yeah. There's like 4 or 5 different combinations. It's ridiculous. So that's why I have one in the box. It's one of the 4 that I was missing. Or 5. Ugh, I have a hair on that. Oh, it was mine. I thought it was one of hers for a moment. Sorry, trying not to get saliva on this box. That would be bad. This is, yeah, Up and Away is the company who made these. Here, let me set her. Oh, this is her behind me. And hope the cat leaves her alone. Yeah, this is the Color Glow doll that you can, like, it comes with glow paint. You can paint her smock. It glows in the dark, then you wash it and you start all over and paint it again, etc., etc. Check this side. Oh yeah, then you can paint her hair as well. I forgot. And her face? Is that what they did? Oh no, this is her hair. But please don't. Please don't put paint in her hair, because her hair gets nasty without paint. As you can see, like this one, I pulled this one out because she's in the worst shape, that word, of all the ones I have. Her hair is just a bit of a rat's nest. It's honestly not even that bad. I've seen much worse, but it's that thin plasticky hair that if you touch it, if you look at it wrong, it mats. So good luck trying to like brush that or anything. But she is the only, apart from the like dress up Rainbow Brite doll that came with the hair extension thing, she's the only Rainbow Brite that has multicolored hair. So that's her claim to fame. And she looks like a chipmunk. So her face is at least cute as far as this line goes. The smaller one, her face isn't as cute. It's just smaller and whatever. But yes, so on the back, there you can see the full Color Crew. Wisp, you are not helping. So those are all the small dolls. And see, like, Rainbow Brite herself, she's okay. But, they're really floppy. There's just nothing to them. They're very kind of cheaply made. And all of their hair mats. It's bad. But it's so Rainbow Brite, so of course I had to have all of them and have them as part of the collection. I guess she comes with a bunch of glow paint. 6 different... What did they all do? I don't know. I don't think they actually come with that much. Because I have like... Or maybe I just have one thing of the glow paint. It's like 3 colors. Whatever. This says it comes with 6 colors. So maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I don't want to open this box and find out. Oh, it has actually been opened. I'm just gonna peek inside real quick. Which variant are you? This is the purple dress. Or purple smock, sorry. I can't see the rest of the details, and I'm not gonna pull her out, and I can't see what's in there or not in there. And I don't, because you know, like I just said, you look at her wrong and her hair gets all screwed up, and this one's hair isn't perfect already, so I don't want to make it worse. But anyway, it's just another of the variants of the one I just showed you. But what is not pictured on here, or any of the other dolls, as far as I recall, because I have all of the color crew, and I guess Rainbow Brite herself as well, in the smaller ones in the box. And it's just like, it's a blister pack type card, so it's like a card with a plastic thing over the doll. So those are all the glue starting to come out, not all of them, but most of them. The glue is starting to come apart, so the blister is starting to pull away from the card, so I'm just like, I don't want to touch y'all very often. But yeah, there's another doll in this line that is very rarely mentioned. Almost nobody knows it exists. I do, because I've seen, I forget, I'm going to ask Renee, because she's more of an expert on this thing I'm going to show you in a minute than I am. I feel like she discovered the existence of this first, but even then we weren't sure it was actually produced. We were like, oh, they had plans to produce this, but then they didn't. But then she found one, and is there another one I know of? Okay, there's like, I know she has one, or did, I don't know if she still does, but as far as any others, I honestly don't know of any. So if any of y'all have one, what I'm going to show you in a second, tell me. But I think she's incredibly rare, which is why I had to have her when recently somebody was selling one. Oh, I can get out of this. Come on, you can do it. There we go. What we have here is Sparkle Brite. That's right, this is the black version of Rainbow Brite from this line. And I love so much that they made one. So, yeah, she's got the same pictures on the back as far as the color crew. So I do want to point out, the color crew at least is racially diverse. They've got, let's see what their names are. Okay, so Indigo is dark skinned. She's more like Indian color, if I had to, as far as more brown than black. They've got Ebony over here that is black. Cerise looks Asian. She's got very like black hair, black straight hair. She doesn't have like, all their eyes are the same shape, so they didn't like change the eye shape to make her more Asian looking, but if I had to guess, I would say she's Asian. And then Amber, her skin color is actually somewhere between Rainbow Brite and Indigo. So she's not just white, but she's not brown either, but she has red hair. So I'm like, okay, y'all do realize that redheads have like the whitest skin, right? But I'm sure they were just trying to put a little more variety. Oh, honey, yeah, you can make that jump. I know you could do that. And yeah, so Cerise's skin color is a bit different than Rainbow Brite's is what I think. It's, look, maybe just their eye color is different, so it makes her skin color look different, and the hair color is different, which could also be just messing with my eyes. Whatever the case, those are closest as far as skin tone goes, but they did a good job in actually making dolls of varying skin tones and not making them all white and identical, basically, with just different clothes. So I was always really impressed with that. Oh yeah, and Amber is the one with red hair. I don't think I mentioned her name. But I just didn't know for so many years that they made a large black version and gave her a different name, just Sparkle Brite instead of Rainbow Brite, because the other one actually says, well, it just says Rainbow Brite. Oof, sorry, glare. So just to show you the differences in the box, I'm trying to get rid of the glare, I'm sorry. So they both say Rainbow Brite really big at the top. And let's see, yeah, this one obviously came from Toys R Us. It's got that sticker on it. I don't know about the other one. But then the other one says Sparkle Brite underneath that, and obviously the picture is different. But everything else, I think, is the same as far as the text goes and the paint and all that. Now this one has photographs of actually Sparkle Brite being played with by a child painted on, and then in the dark. And then there's another picture of her on the side that's just basically the same as what's on the front. But she's beautiful. She's just a gorgeous doll. And yeah, I was curious if there was a sticker on here anywhere. There's not. I have no idea what store she was purchased in. And she has been opened, so I don't feel too bad opening this to show her off to y'all a little bit. And this box is not in perfect shape. But it's you know what? Finding one of these even without the box is super hard. So the fact that she still has her box at all is fantastic. And I have not actually taken her out of the box yet, so I'm going to be doing that live on this video. Yeah, that's... Her face is so covered in hair. Oh my god. Yeah, there's the thing that the paint is supposed to be in, but I don't think there's any paint in there. Oh dear, this came from a smoking household, I believe. Yeah, smells a bit of smoke. Oh well, it's not that bad. I had one doll once. Oof, it was so bad, y'all. It was just a regular, like, 10, 12-inch Rainbow Brite, but I had to wash her like 3 times, spray her with Febreze, all this stuff, and she still didn't smell great. So, I thought her hair was up in the image. Was it? Or was I just making that up? Yeah, I think I was just making that up. Nope. Like, it kind of looks like some of this was at least up on the side, but I don't see any ribbons or really any evidence that her hair was ever up. And she has curly hair, which is cool. So even if it did get played with, it wouldn't look as crazy. But I don't think she's ever been played with, because like the colored parts are not all crazy and matted. Like they're still very, what's the word I'm looking for? They're just still together. That's not at all the word. I don't even know if there's a word, but see, that color is just very, it's still just twisted in the same, grouping it clearly has always been in. I think the one that's maybe coming out the most is the purple. It's a little bit frizzy, a little frazzled, but the others are still very, very much together. I'm trying to just pull them back a little bit because she has bangs underneath there. Trying to make them a little more visible, but I also don't want to mess with it too much because it'll just mess up her hair more. So I want y'all to be able to see her face. Let me just clear it all off of her face. She does have a little bit of a paint rub on her lip, her top lip. But I honestly don't think she was ever played with. I'm just looking at her clothing, her shoes. She's in great shape. Yeah, so that paint issue may have just come from the factory that way. So here, let me clear this hair away again. So y'all can see her beautiful face. Here, I'm just gonna pull this back as best I can without messing it up. There's Sparkle Brite. Oh my god. She's precious. She is just, oh my god. She's super cute. I love her big brown eyes. And yeah, the colored hair, it works better on her, I think, than regular Rainbow Brite. Let me let that go. You can see, yeah, she's got even more hair or more colored hair. Let me see her hair again. And hers is just straight, so that's part of the difference here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess this one has 5 colors apart from the blonde. 3, 4, yeah. This one has, this one also has 5 colors. Okay. So each one has 5 apart from the blonde. Are they the same colors? Yes. Except the, or is that the same? The yellow, I think, might be slightly different. Because there's a yellow on this one that's not blonde. It's actually yellow. It's lighter, I think. Or it's just, I don't know. It's somehow slightly different. But this one has straight matted, but straight hair, and this one has curly hair. Look at these girls! She has so much fabulous hair. I'm jealous. But so she came with a pink dress, and it was stuck to her hair, but she has a purple smock that goes on top of that, and then she has the maroon reddish shoes. I forget what I call these. You know what? Let me just real quick, since I have my website pulled up here. Collectibles Generation 2. Rainbow Brite. Okay, there are 4. Okay, I kept thinking of either 4 or 5. So, okay, pink dress. Light pink dress, purple smock, red shoes. Now she's missing, either she just never came with hair ribbons or she's missing them. But I think she probably just didn't come with hair ribbons. Her hair does not look to me like it was ever pulled back. I could be wrong. Because again, I don't have others to compare this to. Like, Renee, let me know if yours was different. But the color combination of her dress, smock, and shoes is exactly the same as one of the combinations of Rainbow Brite. So hopefully there's only one variant, or one version, maybe, of Sparkle Brite. Or wait, I have a page for her. Let me look at that. Okay, good. It's the same pictures. This image must have been from an advertisement. It's from Renee. I'll have to ask her where she found that image. And it could have been like, I can't remember, there were pictures of dolls on it. So back in, let's see, 90, what does it say? I put 1996, 97 on my website, but now I'm just like, was it really 96 or just 97? Does it even have a year? Jeez. Oh, there we go. Seriously? How do you not have a year? It does not. It just says up and away with their address, and then Rainbow Brite, and trademark Hallmark licensing. Color glow, blah, blah, blah. There's no year. I know that these dolls were being sold in 1997 because I bought some of the small ones for my college roommates my first semester of college in 1997. So maybe 96 is somewhere on some image, but I think it was in 97 that, because that's the year my website came out. Can't now remember. It was after. Yeah, it was definitely after I started my first Rainbow Brite website, whatever you want to call it. Because there was no page dedicated to Rainbow Brite when I made mine. But Up and Away, who made these dolls, did put up a website for a time, and it had an animated image, or you know what I mean? I don't mean a moving image. I just mean like it looked like a cartoon style image of Rainbow Brite, but I don't think it's on any of these packages, which is what's like blowing my mind right now. But it was rainbow with blonde and colorful hair. I remember that much. She was cuter than the dolls are. I think I remember that being the case as well. And it probably just had a little bit of information about the company, and maybe it had some production, or why do I keep saying production? Some advertising type pictures of the dolls. Maybe that's where Renee got this image. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to ask her. But that's how we knew it existed. Was we had this image, and it has the box. It has the doll. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, in this image, the yellow and the green are twisted together on one side, and then the purple and the red are twisted together over here. Or sorry, what? The purple, blue, and red. Yes, okay. So I guess that's why they look like they've been braided and put back down. It's, I guess originally they were twisted together, and maybe they have come untwisted. If that's, yeah. But again, just because they're like that in the original ad picture doesn't mean it came like that in the box. Like, you would hope, but in that picture, like, you can easily see her bangs and her face. The colors are more off to the side, but I don't see any evidence of hair bows. So I don't think she came with any ribbons. But I'm not even going to try to get that back to what this image, here, I'll put the image here. It's a small image. But just to give y'all an idea of what I'm talking about as I'm staring down away from the camera. So we knew they at least were thinking of making her, and then, yeah, Renee found one somehow, and I'll try to get that story. But it was just like, wow, did they only make one? Was she a prototype, a sample, whatever? But apparently more than one was made, because now I've got this beautiful girl in the box that seems like she was not really taken out, definitely not played with by any child, or she would just be ruined. No paint has touched her clothing. And let me see how she stands. Not great. Yeah, she would have to be leaning back. But none of these dolls stand great. Like, I have the ones that stand at all. I think I'm able to make all of mine stand, of this size, I mean, by leaning them up against the wall, basically. And I think if she were leaning against something, yeah, she'd be fine. One of them, the legs are getting a little wonky, so they don't hold as well, but her legs are nice and tight, like tightly stuffed. Yeah. So anyway, oh, and there was some other, let me see if I have a picture of that. Never produced. Here we go. Rainbow Brite with Glow Bear. I knew there was some bear involved somewhere. And this is just another, it looks like it was from a catalog. This is also from Renee. So I'll have to see if she remembers where that came from. But it's this doll. Although her hair is in pigtails in this image, and she comes with this rando bear, pink bear in overalls that you could also paint. But that one, I don't think they ever actually produced. I have it under never produced on my site because we've never come across that ever, and I really don't think anyone would want that. It's so dumb. Like, with a Sprite, sure, like, give her Twink in overalls. I don't care what he's wearing. But a bear, what were they thinking? But at least they had the good sense to make a more racially diverse line of dolls when they were making this line, and actually went as far as making a large version as a black doll. I was about to say in black. That's not what I mean. This is not just Rainbow Brite I'm not going to say that. Like, she is her own character. She is Sparkle Brite. She is unique, and it's not just from, heat damage or a custom paint job. Like, she came this way. She was purposefully created this way, and I love that just so much. So that's Sparkle Brite. Oh my god, I'm just dying from all of this beautiful hair back here. Like, good luck finding any doll ever these days that has this much hair at all. But wow, she's fantastic. So let me just put her, I'll just hold her here. I don't want to set her down, or I'm afraid I'm going to mess her up somehow. But yeah, that's all the information I have on her. But if I find more, I'll put it in the description or put some text along the bottom here, something. Because I always want to share as much information with y'all as I have, because I certainly can't store it all in my head. I try, but it does not stay. So it's helpful for me too. I can go back and rewatch a video and be like, oh right, that's why that happened, or that's how we knew about such and such, or whatever. This is as much like a diary as it is also sharing merchandise information, etc. with all of you. But yeah, I think those are all of my new acquisitions. So the things I bought were the Starlight variant and Sparkle Brite, and then I had that card from before. And then what was gifted to me, yeah, was the poster and the wind chime. Is that everything? I feel like I'm forgetting. No, that's everything. Oh, and I already had the other doll that I was pointing out the heat damage on. She's so pretty. Sorry, I was just looking at that other doll again with the heat damage and being like, oh, what they could have done. I wish they had made Sparkle Brite in the 80s line. Made a large black version with a different name her Sparkle Brite, and just have a doll that Black children can see and identify with. Because we did not get that in the 80s line at all. It's so whitewashed. But, anyway, that's the 80s for you. History lesson. The 80s was very whitewashed. It's a sad part of our history, but they were still, it took a while, y'all. And it's still taking a while. I'll just leave it there. It's 2022, and we're still not where we should be as far as racial equality goes. Boys and girls, let's make that better in the next generation, okay? Okay. But yeah, that's all of the new merchandise, and I wasn't even planning on buying these things, these two items, but it was literally, I think I saw it, the Starlight first, because I just recently bought, I'm pretty sure he came first. Saw him, saw the variant, saw the colors, just freaked out, and was like, I have to buy him. And then with her, again, just somebody had some things they were getting rid of, she was part of that, I made an offer, they accepted, and I was just like, okay, I'm not gonna have Sparkle Brite. That's awesome. It was just, I could not get them. There's a nice double negative for you, but it's true. There's just no way I could have not gotten them. I mean, there is some way I could have just not, be like, no, I didn't see that. Run away. But I did see them, and I couldn't run away because I love them so much, and they round out the collection so well. Especially a doll like this that I knew existed, but kind of like Mitten Box Moonwood back here, never thought I would actually have one, or hold one in person even, much less own it. But to actually have her and have her be part of the collection now is just icing on the cake. I'll say that. But yeah, now I have another video to record, so I'm going to end this one and put her back in her box and probably never take her out again because she's perfect and I don't want her to ever not be perfect. Except, I didn't point out the lip thing. Y'all might have seen it. Which side? Over? Yeah. At the top of her lip, there's a little bit of paint that got missed, I would assume. It doesn't look like there's any damage at all to the doll, so I think it was just a little painting error in production. Because the rest of her face paint is beautiful and perfect. So anyway, not gonna I just remembered I forgot to point it out earlier. Sorry. I'm not trying to end this video on a down note. Look at this one thing that's wrong with this doll. No, she's beautiful, perfect. I love her so much. So glad she exists. And hopefully if there are ever more Rainbow Brite dolls or more characters made in the future, they will remember Sparkle Brite and either include her or make other Black, brown, Asian, whatever characters so that we have more diversity in the most colorful property ever. That's just only fitting, I think. So I'm gonna end this there and see you in the next video. So until then, have a rainbow day. Bye.